Hello, Frugal Force. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty. And if you've been watching my previous videos, you know I've talked about how I haven't been doing a lot of comic book hero video games on my channel, which make me scratch my head because I run a comic book and video game channel. So in order to rectify that situation, I've been digging into some of my video games that I haven't been playing, because I played a lot of superhero video games. And I just got off of playing a lot of horror games, so I thought, you know what, let's mix it up. Let's pick out a superhero game. So I went to my backlog, and I found that I have Batman Begins. And I have never played this. I've played the first Batman Arkham game. I still have Arkham City in my backlog. I know, don't shoot me. But so let's talk about this game a little bit. Batman Begins was released in 2005. I bought it a while back, I think for like $3 for the Xbox. So this is the Xbox version. And it was released a day before the Batman Begins movie, so it was developed to work with that. Eurocom and published by Electronic Arts in conjunction with Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment and DC Comics. It was also released on Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PlayStation 2, but once again, as I said, this is the Xbox version. And the original cast from the movies did voiceover work in this game, with the exception of Gary Oldman, who portrayed James Gordon. He was replaced by Galvin Hammond. So anyway, as I was playing this game, there's some good and there's some bad. This game is, how do I put it? It uses intimidation, much like the Arkham games does. But so I think this game really was a major precursor to the Arkham games, actually, in every way. So this game, you used intimidation of your environment. It was a very much stealthy game. You couldn't just run up to a guy and start fighting. You'd get shot to death.
I'll wager a donut and a cup of coffee this place is ashes by this time tomorrow.
It's a bet.
So you had to use the environment to intimidate them, and it did have some goofiness. For example, if you intimidate them enough, they just all drop their weapons. I mean, who gets so scared you drop your weapons? But nonetheless, it was an interesting part. You know, as I said, this game isn't just straightforward fighting. It used the environment to frighten the opponents. Batman would use his gadgets and things like that to frighten enemies, but there was some negatives there too. Like, you could only use things on certain areas and certain things. So you couldn't just throw your batarang anywhere. There was only certain areas you had to do that. It would not allow you to use those weapons elsewhere. So that's a bit of a knock there too. Also, you got to use things such as smoke grenades, flashbangs, like that, to help, you know, reduce the enemy possibility there. So, you know, they can't see for a few seconds. You can utilize that, or use your smoke to, once again, as another environmental type of thing. It'll bring the bar up to how scared they are to help you fight them. You also have an HF transponder. So there's lots of things that you could do in this game to help, you know, make them have fear, to get yourself a better advantage in the fighting. But mainly, it's a stealth game, a lot like the Splinter Cell series, people told me. So you do a lot of sneaking up and things to incapacitate your enemies and fight them. So it wasn't just a straight up brawler. One thing the game does do also well is it follows the movie's plot very closely with very small modifications. The graphics in this game for its time was absolutely phenomenal. In fact, I would say that the graphics hold up really well today. If you see in this footage, I think it fits the Gotham dreariness very well. You had the wonderful dark atmosphere, all the gadgets, the Batman fighting the Batmobile stages here, which are arguably even my favorite part of the entire game.
We've got an 1125, officers in pursuit. All available units in pursuit. Dispatch, where's my riot van? Tell Gordon we got the riot van incoming. I want that riot van to ignore...
As you beat the game, you unlock little things, such as an alternate Batmobile mission, as well as alternate uniforms for Batman. Now granted, it doesn't add a whole lot to replayability, but it adds just a little bit of fun. On top of that, I said the fighting is a mixed bag. Okay? That is probably one of the cons of it. It's a little hard to get the hang of the fighting. So if you've been playing the Arkham series, there is going to be a little bit of disappointment here probably compared to that. It's going to feel like a step backwards. I will say I don't think it deserves as much hate as it gets, but it does take a lot more to get used to. It's a little counterintuitive. To me, it seems like Batman Returns is just the precursor to the great Batman Arkham series, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't play it. Well, let's be honest, there is a couple things that are less than wonderful in this game. The unlocking mechanic uses the same exact unlock mechanism every single time. The elevator scenes tend to make the game slow down a little bit while Batman goes into an elevator and waits. Yeah, he waits in an elevator. So that can be a little wonky. As I said, the camera views can be a little wonky as well, but there are so many good things that overdo that. Like, it actually includes cinematics from the movie in here. I would put them in here, but I don't want a copyright strike. The game, once again, the graphics are good. It really is truly a precursor to the Arkham series. So if you like the Arkham series and you don't mind something that's maybe not quite as good, well, let's be blunt, it's not as good as the Arkham series, but it's still a fun time. It's a great game with good visuals, excellent for his time. Matter of fact, American Dream sat and watched me while I played it and really liked it. This is a great game to pick up for cheap. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. If you want to help join the Frugal Force and really help us out, you could help us out by going to the info bar down below and help us out on our Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Also, if you know of a superhero game that you think I might not have or might not have played that's a hidden gem, please let me know. I've played a lot of them, but you never know what I might have missed. I do plan on playing more of these heroic games, and I hope to continue to do videos of them in the future. Until next time, keep it frugal.